Here, we here. 3, 2, 1.
Alright, everybody, welcome back. Episode 13. It is fucking pouring out, so if you can hear that rain, please excuse us. If not, it's okay. It's gonna be a laid back day.
God is crying.
God is crying.
I've had a lot of caffeine.
Yeah, you're a little jittered up. So, what do we got going on today? We got a big topic today that we're going to talk about. And we're going to talk about movies a little bit.
Oh, wait, hold on. I just want to say this. The topic's ironic because it's raining and it's about an umbrella. Well, go on.
Oh. Alright. Fucking. We're bringing back the verses. But today it's not going to be a 6v6 because it would be too broad of a discussion. So it's going to be 3 versus 3. The 3 that we're going to do are movie franchises. Maybe we'll come back with like a TV franchise as the TV franchise. I can down and do something like that.
Maybe.
But right now, it's going to be your 3 versus my 3. Let's figure this out. Do you want to go first or you want me to go first?
I want to go
first.
You
want
first.
to rock, paper, scissors? No.
Oh, wait, let's rock, paper, scissors.
The chances of us actually having the same one is probably realistic. Dude, it is fucking pouring. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Boom. 2 or 3?
Yeah.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
What the fuck? Alright, so you go first.
Alright, so my first pick, I'm gonna go with the motherfucking Star Wars. You know I have to.
Oh, I forgot.
You know I have.
You're a Star Wars nerd.
I gotta
like Star Trek better than Trek. Star Trek.
I appreciate Star Trek, but
I don't appreciate it. So, Laura.
but Star Wars. By the way, at the end of this, we're gonna go through each. So usually we just talk about, we take our picks, then we move on. Today we're gonna take our picks, discuss, and then we're gonna go down and talk about each franchise.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Wait. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. So we're gonna say it, and then afterwards we'll talk about why. Okay, cool. Blade.
Blade?
The Blade franchise.
Oh, so you're going into deep. All right, because I would have took Marvel as a whole.
Marvel, nah. Blade. Marvel as a whole.
The Blade trilogy is really good with Ryan Reynolds.
But that's a separate franchise than the Marvel franchise. Because Blade came out before, and it's not a part of it.
Sure.
It's just its own like little thing.
Well, now it's in the multiverse.
Everything is new Blade, but it's not the same Blade.
What I love about Marvel now that I do appreciate is they basically took everything that's ever been Marvel and canonized it in the sense of it's all within the same multiverse.
Yep.
So there's a chance that like your Tom Holland Spider-Man can interdimensionally travel to Blade. You know what I'm saying? So which is that I like, and I think with Secret Wars coming out, I think that's gonna be huge.
Oh, I forgot about that. That's gonna be interesting as fuck.
Fucking alright, go ahead.
So no.
Oh yeah, okay. Alright. So my second pick, based on the area we're from and the inspiration from where it's done, I'm kind of like, it's kind of around the same area. I'm gonna go with Jaws, the Jaws franchise.
I've never seen Jaws.
Jaws, okay, we'll definitely talk about it. Man, it's some of them are based in Cape Cod.
For real?
Yeah.
I've actually never seen it.
You gotta sit down and watch the Jaws movies. They're fun to watch. They honestly might be top 3 80s horror of all time.
Oh yeah.
Because
I didn't think about horror movies. Damn. All right.
Actually, no. It's not even. I think it's older than 80s. I'd have to like do.
It is. It's way older. I think it's like 70s. 70s or 60s.
No older than 70s, but.
But my next one, John Wick.
John Wick. I heard the new one was great. You know, I've never seen any of the John Wick.
So I seen John Wick 3, and when I seen that, I was like, yo, this is fucking cool. And I went back and watched 1 and 2. Bro, you'd love John Wick.
I gotta check out John Wick.
Wait, so you've actually never seen a movie, or you've seen one and never really watched them? Bro, John Wick is fucking amazing.
Alright, I'll have
Anybody,
to check
and you know it's true because they made 4 movies now. It's amazing.
Yeah. I don't know. Alright, hot take. I love Keanu Reeves as a person, but I don't know if I'm a huge fan of his acting. I don't know. It may not just be for me, but John Wick it is.
Yeah.
So what's your pick so far? Blade, John Wick.
Yep.
And you like a lot of like the slasher fight.
Oh, yeah.
So definitely. My last one, based on the cinematography, the story, and the score of how iconic all 3 of those things are to put together, I had to put Transformers at the.
Yo, you know something crazy? I almost did that and I deleted it. I had typed out Transformers and I said, I'm gonna put it to the side.
Here's why it's like for a long time I have to be real. I was a hater. Like I hated it.
Hated Transformers.
Not. I didn't hate it, but I hate what they did. I hate that they took out Shia LaBeouf.
Okay, yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you on that.
Like it just felt like wrong without him.
The Transformers.
But, like, as it went time, Time go on. Mark Wahlberg did an excellent job as well.
I had every toy. I loved Transformers. I had the old school Optimus Prime where it was a radio, right? And then I had Bumblebee, like the new one, like the ones that were dope that you could really do. I had a Bumblebee that used to transform into Bumblebee and then transform out like button. You press the button. Yeah. And then I had what's his name? Jet? No, he turned from
What was the one that was my favorite? Oh, okay. My favorite character from that was like not Megatron, but what was like his right hand man, the guy that was a fighter jet.
That's I don't remember his name, but he was fucking cool.
That one was fucking bad.
See, my favorite one was I think he went from the team of the Octonauts. That's what they're called, right? I don't remember.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, he went from Optimus Prime's team over to Megatron's, whatever. I can't remember his name, but he was originally a Porsche, and I think he turned into a jet. Because he switched, he died, and they took him over.
Oh.
You remember him? He was like a silver Porsche. He was very small, and I think he died in the first one and ended up becoming whatever they're called.
Oh, you know what Optimus
a Decepticon. That's what it was.
Decepticons, yeah.
Oh, and he died and comes fucking
Yeah.
That was such a great series, bro. It was a great series. That was good.
For the time it came out, it was like groundbreaking with the CGI.
Oh, it was like 2008. I was like 7 years old watching that, and I was like, because it's before Marvel came with all their shit like crazy like that. Oh, but my last pick was fuck, not for I don't know if you're a big fan of it. Fast and the Furious. I know it died down, but the first 5-6 movies were amazing. It's legit the last 3.
I like the first. But I like Tokyo Drift.
Tokyo Drift's my favorite. Anybody who watches, they know Tokyo Drift's the best. But my thing is, it died down when Paul Walker died. That's it. The same thing with Transformers.
What's the one that they dropped right after his passing? Was that 7?
I think that was 6.
Was it 6 or 7? The one where like at the end Vin Diesel and him they like split their. That one was really good.
Yeah, that was the last good one. That was the last good one. After that,
like, now I heard they're like going to space and shit.
Bro, yeah, not with it. But
I don't know who watches these movies. Like,
I'd still watch them.
Yeah.
I watched
You watched all of them?
Not all of them. I think I watched up to like 8, and I watched Hobbs and Shaw. So yeah, I think I've seen all of them. I haven't seen the most recent.
It just turned into like I really like that it was like a street racing and then it turned into like
Marvel. It's trying to be a sci-fi movie, but it's not. It's not supposed to be. So stop trying to. You know what I'm saying? But like,
I have to rewatch the franchise, but
you do. You because it's a good bro. Overall, though, it is a good franchise. Even though the new movies took a different turn, they're still actually good movies. Like I'll give them that. They took a turn, but they're still genuinely good movies. They just don't make sense for Fast and the Furious because originally, bro, it's just street racers avoiding cops and doing really big action. It's like street racers is getting big. A gang getting really big in a way. You know what I'm saying? A family. You know, Vin Diesel.
Family,
bro. But those are my 3 picks: Blade, John Wick, and Fast and the Furious. Did you think I was gonna pick those?
No.
What did you?
I had to go. Honestly, I thought you were gonna go like DC.
Nah. Oh no. What the fuck? No.
I thought you liked DC a lot.
I do, bro, but their movies suck. Like the only ones that are good are the Batman movies.
The Batman movies are good.
The Superman movies, I've never seen any of them up until Superman vs. Batman.
Hot take: Superman as a whole is a horrible fucking character.
What?
Superman's a horrible character, bro.
Oh. He's the generic character for like.
Exactly, bro. There's no like character development to me. Like I don't like.
But there is though. If you really watch and read these comics get deep, and they have a lot of twists behind it. And it's a dark story. Just like Batman. That's why they have Superman versus Batman. The heroic kryptonite all-powerful hero versus the all-smart, powerful human.
I don't know.
That's okay though, I understand. If anything, Flash is he's fucking speed. But how they use it is dope. That's what they do good. That's what DC does good. Right? They give superheroes the weirdest fucking powers, but then how they use it is dope. Like Squirrel Girl. Who the fuck? And she's one of the... Wait, no, actually, I think that's Marvel. And she's one of the most powerful heroes, too. It's fucking ridiculous. The power was just squirrels. But We're not talking about superheroes. So yours were
Star Wars,
Star Wars,
Jaws,
Jaws,
and Transformers.
Transformers.
We just talk about what Star Wars is doing.
I like Star Wars. My one problem is I hate that the first 3 movies that are really the ending 3 movies are like super old, and you have to go from watching really like good, higher quality to fucking 60s.
See, I always felt like that, but then I recently went through the entire series. Like, so here's how I did it. I didn't go from release order. I went from
beginning. I did the same thing.
I did timeline order, and I didn't just do the movies. I did the shows. I did the little mini things. I did all the only things I didn't really watch were like anything that was Legends and anything that is like a Christmas special or something.
Hey, I have a question before you go deep into this. Have you ever seen Star Wars: The Thumb Wars?
The Thumb Wars?
Bro, look it up. You've never seen Star Wars: The Thumb Wars, bro?
Can you pull up like a little like 2-second clip for that?
Of course, I will. Bro, it's it used to be on Cartoon Network. It used to pop up after 10 right before Adult Swim, and they had a whole series. Cartoon Network had thumb shows. So they had like Franken's Thumb, I think, too. And then it had like I forgot what other ones they had.
The Thumb Wars?
Bro, if you're a Star Wars fan, you have to watch it just for prop. It's not canon.
I would assume not.
Did you find it?
Yeah, it's just thumbs. Even the Death Star's a fucking thumb.
You've never seen that before?
Oh no, that's cursed.
Bro, you've never seen that before? Yo, honestly, nobody would know what this is who's watching this, maybe. But I used to watch it when I was younger. I was like, what year did it come out?
Of course of course this is the dad that made it.
Who is it?
He did like Back at the Barnyard, Cowboys and Aliens, Bruce Almighty.
Wait, when did it come out?
Steve it came out in
Like 2008 or 2010. It had to be. Because I think I lived in
this one came out in 99.
Oh, then they must have re-put it on. Because, bro, I was watching it when I was like 6 or 7. They must have put it like
obviously.
So I seen it out of coincidence then. It was pure coincidence I was watching the series. That's hilarious.
That's funny as fuck.
But go back into you need to watch that guy. Like just
But like bro, even like spoiler warning for the Mandalorian right now.
Fuck.
Have you watched Rebels?
No.
Alright, no, let me go back to what I was actually
I didn't
saying.
watch the Clone Wars.
So I didn't even
Just so you know.
like the cartoons have some of the best character development, like maybe better than the movies.
I believe it.
It's but like so what I did is I watched everything in timeline order, not chronological release order. I watched so like that would mean like right now you would start with something that recently came out that's brand new called Tales of the Jedi.
Oh, so
It's
that's
about-
before.
It's before episode 1. It's about Ahsoka and it's about like how she became who she is, where she's from, and then there's some of it that you only watch certain episodes of Tales of the Jedi, and then you watch episode 1, right? The Phantom Menace. Or actually, no, excuse me. You would have to go back and forth from Tales of the Jedi in episode 1 because there's some episodes that take place before episode 1, during, and after. And those are all about Count Dooku.
Yeah, you did all that. You really love Star Wars.
No, I didn't do all that, but that's how you would do it if you did.
Oh, okay,
like,
okay.
I watched
Yeah,
everything in
watch
order
all
before Tales of the Jedi
I would
came out.
watch all the Tales of the Jedi and then just
But
watch
it
the movie.
explains so much. It fills so many gaps between 1 and 2.
Right.
But then you watch all that 1 and 2, right? And then you watch the entirety of Clone Wars.
Does it prove that fucking what's his name is Loki a Sith Lord?
Who?
What's his remember the theory? Fuck, what's his name? He was like
Jar Jar Binks?
Yeah, does it
No,
prove
we
that?
still don't know what happened to Jar Jar.
All right.
But you know what's funny about that? The guy that plays him, I believe his name is Amir Bess, or some shit like that, right? He got to reprise as a different role in The Mandalorian recently as a Jedi. Like, he was a Jedi during the Order 66 on Coruscant. Are you gonna watch it?
No, I won't watch it. I probably will, but I don't give a fuck. For spoilers.
It kind of just explains how Grogu escaped Order 66.
See, I don't know all these people. I'm not as deep into Marvel Star Wars as you.
Dude, it's fucking... Oh, Mandalorian is saving it. Like, it is saving it.
You think that Disney buying Star Wars was a good thing? Like, do you think that they've done a lot of good with the way they moved it?
At first, no, but...
Because, The Force Awakens...
I think what Star Wars realized is they had to swallow the bullet and realize we need to figure out who our target audience is. Our target audience anymore isn't a lot of children.
It's just Star Wars.
Sure, there's still children that like Star Wars, but it's mainly people our age or people my father's age that came out with the original 3.
Yeah.
So they had to realize, like, okay, this is our target audience. Especially with The Mandalorian, they're definitely doing huge amount of fan service to the people that really sat back and watched things like Rebels. Like right now in Rebels, huge spoiler warning, they just brought back a character that was like a huge role. His name was Zeb. And he was in a scene in live action in that. But we've only seen him in cartoon, so we only know what he looks like in cartoon.
You know what I like though about, now that you say that, I like that Disney is such a big company and they bought these like really comic loving people like Marvel, Star Wars, and
Jon Favreau has done incredible.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Since they have the money to dispose, they're like, fuck it, let's just make it good for those people who actually love this shit.
It's fan service, but it's still a good story.
Yeah, like the Marvel shows are kind of fan service too, and it's in a way, not currently, but they're gonna eventually. I can already see it, like with the Secret Wars and the way that they're leading. They're trying to make it portrayed to the people who actually love the genre. It's
interesting because, but anyways, back to what I was saying though. Like you would go from like 2. Right, you would watch the entirety, all the seasons of Clone Wars, and it's a good show. It's a decent show. It takes you a little bit, right? And then you go back and forth from 3, and then the final season, because it like cuts into each other perfectly, like shot for shot. You can pause it, like you can go through and they have timestamps. I read it on. You know what, I'm going to send you the link to put in the bio if somebody does want to watch all of it ordered, the new timeline order. And what you do is you pause at a certain part at an episode towards the end of the season, and then you watch up to a timestamp of episode 3. And you go back to Clone Wars, watch that part, and then go back to the 3rd one. You go back and forth, and then they end at the same time. You get to watch Order 66 happen to Ahsoka. What happens to Rex? What happens to all those people? It all happens at the same time.
That's so interesting.
And it's very cool. And then you watch immediately after that. I think it's like Kenobi. It mixed in between that. Yeah, Kenobi would be the next thing you watch.
Wait, I have a question though about this thing. Like Clone Wars and all these shows. Does George Lucas have any pull in that, or are these just
some? He's been on set for The Mandalorian, I believe, and stuff. He's definitely he's not doing a lot of the writing for it, I don't believe.
So did he just make the movies and then
he made 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, and 6.
So what about Clone Wars?
He was behind Clone Wars when it first started too.
I see. And then he just let the company go with it and fill the areas up?
Well, before that, and they weren't really doing a lot with Star Wars. Remember that? It was kind of just this long period where there wasn't a lot of content coming out.
But who determined, Clone Wars then, that it was canon? Who determines it's a canon?
They did. Lucasfilm.
Oh, Lucas was like, all right, you know what?
And then when they sold it to Disney, they came out with a brand new, they completely reworked and said, okay, this is what stays canon, and this is what is now Legends. Before they bought Disney, you remember that Force Unleashed games?
Yeah.
Those were canon. Now, because Disney bought them, those are all Legends now.
Really? So,
yes,
so Legends aren't canon.
Legends is not canon.
They're just stories in a way.
They're stories.
Of possible heroes. Doesn't mean it can't bring them back.
Doesn't mean they can't.
That's why they did them with Legends.
Because I would love to see Sam Witwer back on screen. But Sam Witwer voiced Darth Maul in Rebels and Clone Wars. He's the same guy that you play as in Force Unleashed.
Wait, really? Wait, I thought we play as Starkiller or some shit.
That's his name, but the actor's name is Sam Witwer.
Yo, imagine if Starkiller was in
Here's the problem.
Starkiller was crazy, bro.
Starkiller is an amazing character. The development they do for that character is beyond fucking amazing. But I just think he's too powerful to be canon.
No, it's true. He's too he's kind of dark in a way.
And I don't even know if they add, how many more Sith people are they gonna add that have ties to Vader? That during this period
So Vader's really Vader really kind of set the story up for Star Wars.
It's about Anakin.
Yeah,
the whole story is about Anakin.
Sure.
It's the prophecy. You know where they get a lot of their stuff from? The Bible.
Sure. Yeah.
A lot of their story is from the Bible.
Wait, so Anakin, so even now, even in The Mandalorian, do you think there's ties to Anakin?
Ahsoka's in it.
Who's Ahsoka? Is that his daughter?
Ahsoka Tano?
Yeah.
Ahsoka Tano was his apprentice, the girl from Clone Wars.
Oh, yeah.
You get to see her
the
live
like
action.
with the...
Yeah, you get to see her live action, bro.
Oh,
That's what I'm saying, bro. I'm telling you right now.
I remember. I watched that.
I'm telling you, you know what you need to do? I need to send you this timeline order, and you need to watch this.
Really, bro? I might not watch it.
Bro, I'm going to be real with you. It'll be the best experience of your life.
I might not watch it.
It'll be better than any...
And you know what? If I do watch it, I'd watch it not in that way. I wouldn't cut in and out of scenes. I'd probably watch...
Which is fine. You can still watch it straight through and then go watch the movie after.
Yeah.
And you'll still get just as good as of experience. But if you really wanted to go into detail with that, you can. But, like, it's so cool because it's like shit that just came out would be like stuff you would watch after. Like, the last thing you end off with is episode 9 with Rey and that. But what's cool about that is you kind of get a reward at the end. When she's like, you've seen the last one, episode 9, right?
I don't think so.
Where she fights Palpatine and stuff.
No, I didn't see that one. I see the one she fought Kylo Ren or whatever.
Yeah, she fights Palpatine, right? And she's like about to die.
I watched Rogue One.
Do you want me to just go ahead? Okay. All right. She's like about to fight him, and she's about to die, and then they all, I forget what they say to her. They all go Rey, 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 and then the subtitles it says like who's saying it, and it's like people from Rebels, the cartoon, it's all these different people from the entire franchise that were Jedis throughout the story that you watch, like all telling her to get up, like people that like you don't even know who Kanan Jarrus is, but like if you read the subtitles it says Kanan Jarrus, right? Like it's a very quick little thing that's like rewarding towards like the end of it.
That's cool. Wait, I have a question though. How did you feel about Rogue One? Is that what it's called?
Rogue One's an incredible film.
That's the one where there's no Jedi in it.
Yeah, no. They actually have a show out right now called Andor.
Bro, that was so confusing to me. I'm not gonna lie to you, because I didn't know the concept of it, and I watched it, and I think I fell asleep during it because I was so fucking bored.
So you would
because I was looking for Jedis. I was like, bro, where the fuck are the lightsabers? But it was all spaceships and shit.
You would watch Andor right before episode 4. Like in the timeline, not Andor, excuse me. You would watch Rogue One and then episode 4, like back to back. It goes right into it.
What does Rogue One portray for? Like,
Rogue One is about how they got the Death Star plans. You remember in episode 4 when they blew up the Death Star because they had the plans?
Oh, yeah.
And they were like, okay, we need to go in here. This is the weak spot. It explains how they got those plans.
Okay, that makes sense. That's cool. You know, I see, again, this is all fan service. You can tell because, like, me, right? I'm a fan, but I'm not like you.
That's what I'm saying. They're
too deep. That Rogue One's a fan service movie because nobody else would even care to know that. But a fan.
This is why,
that'd be fucking cool.
It's like they studied the original 3 and looked at every little thing in the background and went, Especially in the cantina with all the different species they made, they're like, we'll take this species, we'll make this person, and then we'll do this story with this species.
That's cool that they did that.
And like, it's...
All the Easter eggs.
They built off it.
Yeah, all Easter, because didn't the comics come out too after Star Wars?
Yeah, the Vader comics are some of the best comic books I've ever seen.
So the movies came before everything.
There's VR games that are canon.
For real? But the movies though, Ryan, right, came before everything. And then the comics.
No, the comics were later. They didn't start. I don't think they started making comics that were like really canon till I think Disney had them, like the Vader series. I don't know a lot of them. I'm not huge.
No, you're right
comics,
though, because I think Marvel was the one who's pushing out the Vader
series.
Yeah. Until they acquired Marvel, that's when Marvel.
Yeah, that's where most of the stuff is canon from.
But you got so deep into this because it's actually pretty interesting. Because it's as interesting as Marvel because it's such a big.
It's better.
It's better.
It's better. It's better.
I'm not gonna argue with you because that's what you think. I think something different, but
Marvel's good, but I'm sorry, it's better.
I think Marvel Comics are way better than Marvel Comics is way more.
No, but dude, I'm telling you, bro, the story writing for Star Wars.
Marvel Universe. Punisher kills Marvel. Like
those are great comic books. I'm not knocking those down, but bro, I'm sorry, bro. Star Wars' writing is. It's just.
Well, you have to consider this. Star Wars is smaller than Marvel. No. Listen, let me explain why.
There's no multiverse.
In the grand scheme, Star Wars is, instead of being hundreds of thousands of universes, it's one universe. They're focused on telling you everything about that universe, and that's what we can make it a better story right now.
Doesn't that make it more better though, because it didn't have to go the multiverse?
Exactly. Marvel, on the other hand, they took a lot of different stories because there's so many different writers. That's the difference, right? Marvel has hundreds of writers over the last 60 years? 60 years writing different stories based on characters and writing their own interpretation of what they think the story should be, and then the main writers are determining whether it's canon or not and throwing them into different universes. That may be what makes Marvel not as good to you, because you love the fact that you can watch Star Wars and actually understand what's going on and it all be considered canon for the most part.
I just love the source material.
Yeah,
the writing and the symbolism is like...
See? Marvel source material is a little bit, it's way more. Like, you legit have to study the last 60 years of comics. You read every single comic to be like, holy shit, this is fucking dope.
Who's your favorite Marvel character, period?
Period?
Mm-hmm.
It's always gonna be Deadpool.
Deadpool? See, mine's Venom. I fucking love Venom.
I think Deadpool's cool because Deadpool's like, his whole like arc in how he is and how dark you can be, but how lighthearted you can be at the same time is really fucking cool. Because there's a lot of like deep, dark Deadpool comics.
What time do you have to, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. What time do you gotta get back today?
By 1.
1 o'clock?
Yeah. So wait, you wanna move on to the next?
No, I was gonna say, I was thinking we could do something after, like for a video idea. I don't want to spoil it on camera, but I have a good idea.
We'll talk about it after.
Alright,
but Marvel, I don't know enough about Marvel either to understand the source comic as well, but I think that Marvel probably has a better inner story compared to a lot of other comics. Or actually even DC. I do think that DC may have better comics, but I think that their movies suck. Agreed. That's the problem, right? Marvel's comics are
DC
really fucking good.
Writing.
Yeah, like my favorite character in DC, all characters, fucking Joker.
Of course, Joker's the best written character, period.
Because you don't know Joker's whole story. That's the whole thing. Joker is such a fucking mystery that he makes him so it's so cool because he's cynical, mystery.
You know what happened to him, but you don't know what happened.
Exactly. Like if you talk about the Joker, it's like the story where they say that he fell into a bath of acid and became the Joker. There's so many different interpretations of it. The Killer Joke, like there's so many different dark stories of the Joker. And then Joker and Batman's relationship is such a deep, dark-rooted relationship. It's so interesting. So that's why I think DC does have better storytelling. And even like what's that fucking off series called with Owlman? What's it called? Fuck, what's it called? Have you seen it before? There's a character called Owlman. They made a whole show about it. They made movies about it. And they have Mr. Manhattan in it. You know what I'm talking about.
I'm not sure, no. But
Mr. Manhattan. Watch it. That's a really good story. That's made by DC Comics. That's really fucking good.
Yeah, I heard it is really good.
So comparatively to Star Wars, I do think it's hard. I can't say Star Wars is better than Marvel. Huh?
What made you pick Blade though?
Oh, well, Blade for me, I hope you know this, Blade was the turning point for Marvel. Blade saved Marvel from the movies. So they were never going to make Marvel movies until Blade. No, it's a fact. You can look it up. Blade saved Marvel because they weren't going to make any more Marvel movies. Daredevil was failing, the original Daredevil movie. The original Hulk movie sucked. Nobody remembers the original Captain America movies. Like, they fucking sucked. So Blade came out, and Blade, the first one, was amazing. It was really good the way the story was written. They portrayed the character in a really good way. Like it just felt like a good vampire superhero movie. And for me, it was a movie I watched when I was younger, and I could always rewatch it. I watched it with my dad, so for me, it's more nostalgic as well. I do think that the third one kind of fucking sucked with Dracula, like how I ended it kind of sucked. But Blade was a really good movie, and if I had to choose one over Blade, it would have been Van Helsing. But Blade was that's why I picked Blade. It's just a really good franchise overall. I would have picked Spider-Man, but that's too cliche. Blade.
I would have took it. Spider-Man is probably still my favorite one of the movies.
Yeah, but definitely Blade.
Did you see that they're making a new Blade?
Yeah, I can't wait.
I think it's
It's coming out in 2 years.
Well, because the original is Wesley Snipes.
Yep.
Who's playing Blade in the new one? I think
I don't know, but Wesley Snipes did fucking well. He did really good.
Mashallah Ali. I'm sorry if I butchered that, but yeah.
That's Muhammad Ali's kid.
I'm not sure. I'm looking at his face. I've seen him in a few things, but he got teased at the end of Eternals. You remember that?
And was it just Eternals? Right, because that's when the Blade Excalibur, because they teased what's his name? Fuck, I forgot that guy's name. I think it's like Swordsman. It's like something really simple but involving knights. It's probably like Nightman or some shit. But they teased him with the sword, and then Blade said something to him or something like that, right through the sword. And that was a tease. I think there was another tease.
I think they're gonna make a movie about him during his like early times. That would be sick. I would like to see Blade take place like in like a long time ago, like before Captain America. You know what I'm saying? Like a backstory explaining. Because how old is he? He's over 1,000 years old, right?
Who, Blade?
Yeah. Blade. I thought Blade's like an old ass vampire.
No. He's just half human, half vampire.
But how long has he been a vampire? Is the question.
Since he was born.
But like, when was he born?
I don't know. I think he was like, he's not that old though. He's definitely like in his 40s. How
like
old
honestly,
is Blade in the
hot take? What's the chances we'll see Deadpool make his way into the MCU with this movie?
Making a Deadpool 3 movie next year.
Yeah, but do you think this is how they're gonna put him in the MCU?
They could put him in through Blade.
That, or they could because it's already confirmed that Wolverine's gonna be in it.
So they confirmed mutants, right, in the last movie?
In fucking Kamala Khan.
Oh yeah. Yep. They confirmed
With
mutants.
the kid that plays Henry in The Walking Dead.
Oh, that's who that is?
Yeah.
See, I don't know about that. But I think that like the likelihood that they'll confirm like Deadpool, I think it's gonna be in the Marvel. It's gonna be maybe in Secret Wars.
Did you watch the Ant-Man movie?
Yeah, we went together, bro.
Oh yeah.
We did. Yeah. Wait. Did we? Hold on.
Yeah, we did.
I can't
Yeah, we did. It was
remember
me, you, and Jesse.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We seen Quantum. Yeah, we watched it together.
How'd you feel about that?
It was good, bro.
It was the best Ant-Man movie so far.
Definitely. It's just I'm not a fan of Ant-Man's because they're too lighthearted for me. I like deeper movies. I like dark movies. So,
I do too, like the Batman film.
Yeah, and like I wish that
Are you gonna watch the Penguin show?
Definitely, yeah. Yeah, I have to. Now you said I didn't know it was a Penguin show. I don't know enough about DC because I stopped following them. I wish that Flash came out. I want to see the Flash movie and that actually be good.
Yeah,
but
I don't know.
I don't know when to bring Deadpool in. I don't know how they're gonna do it.
I'm surprised that they did Blade before Deadpool.
It's because it's easier to bring in, bro. They're tying, they have to tie in X-Men and what is done over the last. Remember, X-Men's come out for the last 20 years.
Or they could just start fresh.
Yeah, but I don't want them to do that.
I don't either. I want those stories to mean something in this universe.
Exactly, and
they're some of my favorite movies.
Exactly, and the way they ended up Dark Phoenix was really cool, but like, it's just hard. It's hard, but I don't know how I feel about like where Marvel's going. I don't like the way the Marvel movies are now because they're just so like they're just filling in plot holes at this point. I just want a fucking movie. If you're gonna fill in plot holes, put it in a show, which is cool now. Like fill in the plot holes, but make the movies mean something. Put it in a show. Put Ant-Man Quantumania in a fucking show. You could have done that. You know what I'm saying? That was an Easter egg. That Easter egg could have been spinned off in a show.
Majors was like Jonathan Majors. Right, that's his name? The guy that played Kang?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know.
I think his name's Jonathan Majors.
But no, that was really good. But I wish they brought him in as an actual like good movie and then had it filled in throughout, like they did with Loki. I like that they introduced him first in Loki. They could have furthered that, spoke about Ant-Man and Quantumania in a show. Because I don't think it was worth.
Loki scene.
Yeah, because I don't think it was worth a fucking movie. I don't think it was worth a movie for an Ant-Man movie at least. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's fucking Ant-Man. I'm sorry. Like, Ant-Man's cool.
I just want to see Loki and Thor back together. Like,
yeah.
I want to see, like, that Loki that we had in the series. Like,
and I want them to show us more about Thanos' brother. You remember that?
He's coming.
I want to see that. That's fucking cool. I want to see shit like that in the movie.
Oh, yeah. Harry Styles is playing that character.
Yeah. I want to see shit like that in the movie. And I wish that they just did all the Easter eggs. Like, just make shows out of them. I don't mind watching the shows. Make all the shows out of Easter eggs. Make the main movies. And so just make
the big plot points.
Yeah, make solo, and whatever
movies. That's the thing, though. They signed contracts for trilogies. They usually sign for trilogies.
I know, but it fucking sucks because it's a waste of time. Because I don't want to watch an Ant-Man movie and it has to be important. Like I want to watch the Ant-Man movie and like be an Ant-Man movie. That wasn't an Ant-Man movie. That was a Kang movie, in my opinion. There was no character development for Ant-Man. There hasn't been any character development for Ant-Man. He just got his fucking suit and now he's a hero. And this whole thing is a joke. He's legit played as a joke. That's fucked up too. Because Ant-Man has some cool things. You know what I'm saying? They don't go into Ant-Man's actual like
Hank Pym himself. I would love to get like a backstory.
That's what I'm fucking. I want to see Hank Pym's Pym too. His is way deeper. You know he hit his wife.
What?
He hit his wife. And
there's comics of that.
He hit his wife, and I think he died from cancer. Oh no, it was a different. That was Mr. Marvel. That was Mr. But there's no Mr. Marvel or Captain Marvel anymore. It's Captain Marvel's your woman. But he hit his wife. Like that'd be cool to have as an actual Ant-Man story. I think they should have done that and then led into the Ant-Man we have now. Because I don't really care for him. But yeah, you're gonna give me on a fucking. I'm gonna go on a tangent.
Oh yeah, bro. So what was my? How long have we been recording?
Probably like at least 40 minutes.
What we got? Oh, we only been going 35 minutes. We're fine.
Oh, okay, cool.
Alright, so, what happened to my laptop? Did my laptop just fucking die?
Good thing you have phones.
I think my laptop died. Hold on. Hello? Hello?
Let me see that.
Alright, anyways, I remember my last book. Jaws. We already talked about Transformers, and I felt like we talked about Transformers enough, and, fucking, what was your last pick?
Mine was John Wick and Fast and Furious. We talked about Fast and
Furious
Furious enough.
But like,
I didn't talk about John Wick.
Jaws a little bit. The Jaws franchise was, well, a lot of it was from the Kid Con, but like, I don't know, as a kid, it was the one movie, like, if I was scrolling through TV and I saw it was playing.
Well, you love water.
Sure, but like,
you love water, right?
no, honestly, bro, the thought of Jaws is fucking terrifying. I don't like that. Like,
a giant.
Have you fuck, this is why I wish my, oh, thank you. See, I had a feeling he wasn't dead.
No, I think you might have turned your brightness down or something. I just restarted it.
Fucking, have you ever heard of the fear called thalassophobia? Thalassophobia is basically like, you're not scared of water, you're just scared of like,
what's in
the water. Like,
yeah,
not being.
She got sucked into one of the sinkholes in water before.
Really?
Yeah, she almost drowned when she was younger. My grandpa went to go save her. Actually, when she wasn't younger, I was there with her. I was like 6.
Jesus. But
imagine being sucked into a fucking sinkhole.
how deep?
It's one of those. You never been to what beach is it? I forgot what beach I think. But you never seen one of those little tunnels? It's like underwater tunnels. If you go deep enough in any beach, they have like slight tunnels that are just closed. And all they do is if you get too close to them and you don't know how to swim properly, they legit suck you in. It doesn't matter. You don't know how deep they are. They're just like an underwater trench. It's like the sand's usually covering it, and it's kind of an encavement. And then once you get sucked into it,
ooh, Jesus, yeah.
She almost got sucked into one.
Fucking,
My
but
grandpa saved her.
the definition of thalassophobia is an intense phobia of or fear of large bodies of water. So like the ocean.
I'm with that. I had that.
Like here's a photo of like something that would like may trigger thalassophobia. Look at that. So like something like if you were to fall into water and there'd be like something that's like, you know what I'm saying?
What the fuck? What is that? Help me, bro, because it's so dark.
You can't see what's under you.
You can't see, you can't breathe, you feel the water pressure caving in on your stomach and your bones. That's scary.
Like not knowing how like far things go under and how deep it is.
It's scary.
It can be terrifying.
The ocean's a dangerous place.
But that's why like I honestly would love to see them reboot like Jaws movies. Like and really like study the art of, like the fear of thalassophobia and like.
You know what's hard about that though? When they modernize movies, they make them worse.
Sure, like the '80s movies are good, but like if they can be done right, I would be open.
I would
go to the theater.
I would be happy if they did the exact same movie and just CGI the shark perfectly. You know what I'm saying? Don't change anything about the script. Take the script, recreate the movie with modern technology. Do it that way. Don't do a Jaws remastered, not a restart. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of movies, they'll take the old movies, like Power Rangers. Took the old Power Rangers, they restarted it, and it's ass.
Yeah.
Just remaster it. Make it with modern technology so that it looks good.
Just even the thought of it, bro, like being in water, like, and then like, Like,
Fucking crazy.
fuck. That's why I've always loved Jaws. I've loved the thought like
I've never
it's like
seen it.
they're really interesting films.
I have to watch it. Dude, last time me and my girlfriend watched Sinister. We started watching more scary movies. Sinister? You never
It's
seen
okay.
Sinister?
My favorite.
Insidious.
Insidious is a good. Oh, I should put that down. Insidious is a great franchise. You know, I
Insidious
used to.
scared the fuck out of
Alright,
me.
so you know that took place in Pasco, right? In Burville, the first movie,
Yeah.
that house, that took place like in Rhode Island here, in Burville. I used to live like 2 minutes from that place. Like I can take you exactly. I can show you where the house is.
So, really?
Yeah, you can actually. You know, you can actually stay overnight in it.
Oh,
2,000 likes and we'll stay overnight in the Conjuring house.
fuck that. But Insidious, bro, not Conjuring, Insidious, bro. There's 2 different movies. You just said Conjuring. Insidious
no,
is with a little boy.
Yeah, no, I always get them confused because it has one of the same actors in it. But even then, the Conjuring movies, I thought they were the same franchise.
No, 2 different franchises. That's the
But I thought
Conjuring
Ed and Lorraine Warren are in those.
Conjuring and Annabelle are the same franchise.
Yeah,
I never really seen Annabelle or Conjuring.
I've never seen Annabelle, but I've watched all the Conjuring films.
But you need to watch Insidious stuff.
The first one's the only one I really like. But
You didn't see 2 or 3 for Insidious? Or you didn't like
oh
it?
no, Insidious, I liked all those films.
Bro, I remember I was watching, right? The first time I seen Insidious 2, right? I had headphones on because I was watching at my house. And on the scene where mom gets slapped by the fucking ghost or whatever the fuck that woman was, yo, that scared the... Bro, I flew out my chair. Because imagine having fucking headphones on and you're like deep in the movie, scared out of your ass. And then someone just fucking comes up out of nowhere. She's sleeping. She wakes up and a fucking bitch with some crazy eyes just... slaps the fuck out of her, bro. I was scared
I don't know.
shitless.
I like. Yeah, I gotta appreciate horror. Two production companies that I have in mind that really are running the game right now for horror movies are A24. A24 has not just the horror movies they do, all the thrillers, all the regular. They drop incredible films. If you're ever looking for a film, just look up A24. Do your research. They make crazy shit. And another one that's on top of the game right now is Jordan Peele. Jordan Peele has not dropped a bad horror movie.
Jordan Peele makes Key and Peele too, right?
Yeah, that's
hilarious.
Jordan Peele is a phenomenal fucking director. Nope was a perfect movie. Get Out, beautiful movie. Fucking
Yeah, Get Out.
Us. All of them were so.
You know if you like Get Out and Us, you should watch Them.
Them.
Have you seen it on Amazon Prime?
I don't have Amazon Prime.
Bro, your family doesn't have Prime? I might have to give you my login. You need to watch Them.
Okay.
It's
I'll
the
check it out.
creepiest, like, Black Central show I've ever seen. I'll give you one look of a scene. The mom, I'll tell you this, because I've seen it on TikTok. It's everywhere. You can see it.
After this, it's typical.
Gotcha. Me too. The mom, right? She's sitting there watching a baby. This is like the 60s. This is when black people first started being able to move into main cities and shit.
Mm-hmm.
They own their house. A bunch of like older folk come by. They say hi to her. Very nice, but then they say something weird. They're like, "Oh yeah, it's nice that there's a couple around, right?" And he's like, "Okay." She's like, "All right, yeah, no problem. Have a good day." And the dogs are barking. What the fuck? And then the lady walks away. She comes back 2 days later with like her 2 brothers or whoever they were, and these are old people, right? Creepy, racist old people. They come into the house, right? She's saying hi to her. She's like, "Okay, you can. I'm gonna go in the house and take care of my baby." No, baby, you have a baby? Like in a creepy demeanor. And they barge into her house. 2 people already got their kid, and they take the woman. They beat her. They rape her, and they put her baby inside a bag, and they're screaming like, cat baby, no, cat in the bag, and they're swinging the bag with the baby in it. Like legit killing the fucking baby, swinging the bag while raping the mother.
That's horrible. Oh my god. I thought you were gonna bring up another show like these. It's actually, you remember the stepdad in Ant-Man 1?
Yeah.
He played a role in this one other like indie little like mini series about like it's about like how like old people like drink children's blood to stay young. It's like a whole like conspiracy theory. It's about that, how like it's like a ritual, like satanic shit. But I'll go more into that another time. Let's take a cut here.
Yeah, I have to go to the bathroom.
Run, take a little bathroom break, and we'll talk about our other topic.
Gotcha. I don't know why we done. It was good.
Got something to jump off of after that. So
Gotcha.
go ahead, do it.
Gotcha. Alright, we're back. How y'all doing? So we're gonna jump right into our next topic. So something I wanted to talk about, because like I feel like a lot of people have goals, but like they don't understand how to accomplish them. And like I'm not anyone better than anybody, but I've gotten really good at hitting my goals and hitting the goals that I set forward for myself. So like I have like this terminology. Me and him were talking about it the other day. I call it like an umbrella goal, right? So like for example, for our company, like an umbrella goal would be to get MiddleGround Multimedia established, right? And like the way you would hit that is like the umbrella is the main goal, and then and underneath that, to make your life a lot easier, you have little tiny goals, right? So it might be for us, hey, let's get a better camera. Let's start recording. Like our first mini goal was to, hey, grab the camera and fucking record. You know what I'm saying? And then we're like, all right, cool. Let's get better at editing. Let's get better at this. Those are mini goals that we hit to have an eventual, what I call an umbrella goal, right? And like, I feel like a lot of people, they kind of like lose track of their ending goal because they don't love the journey and they don't have any mini goals to get to that. Oh, we're good?
No, you're good.
We don't have any like mini goals to get to that. So like, I kind of wanted to go into like how do you accomplish that, right? I don't mean to be like, this isn't like a lesson or nothing like that, but you need to like learn to just take a step back and really think about where you want to end at, right? Like, what is your ending goal for your journey or for your life? Or what is your main goal that is top of mind right now? And how do you get there? So, like, a lot of people, when they're losing weight, they're like, I want to lose 40 pounds. Okay, how do you lose 40 pounds? What comes before you lose 40 pounds? You got to lose 1 pound first. You got to lose 2 pounds. You got to lose 3 pounds. And, like, working out is one of the main ways to kind of refine your goal-orientated, like, self. Like, try to refine and to accommodate that. But, like for me, right, I want to lose 40 pounds, right? I said that for a reason. I first got to lose 4 pounds. So I gave myself a smaller goal. Let's lose 4 pounds. Well, how do I lose 4 pounds? That's hard. All right, let's work on like my day-to-day eating, my eating habits. That's easy. That's something I can do now, right? I can be like, all right, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna cut out this. Easy. I'm gonna start adding this in. Easy. I'm gonna go to the gym tomorrow. That's a goal. Like, even if it sounds so small, you go into the gym and actually walk. Even you don't have to work out. You walking into that gym is gonna build a habit to eventually complete that goal. Now, again, I want to lose 4 pounds. I'm gonna break it down even further. Let's lose 1 pound a week. How do I do that? Your day-to-day goals. I want to wake up at 6 o'clock. I'm gonna start my day off with a glass of water and lemon. I'm gonna eat for breakfast 2 eggs, have a protein shake, and eat some fruit. Lunch, I'm gonna have this. And those are goals, because those are hard to do. Like, who wants to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning, make breakfast, wash the dishes, clean up after everything they've done, eat the breakfast before they gotta go to work, take a shower and everything. It's added on to your day, but it's a goal and a habit that you can build to eventually get to that umbrella goal. Because everything has a bigger goal at the end of the day, right? You're not just like setting that goal and then stopping there. You're setting that goal and then you're setting the steps to build the goal. That's why I call it an umbrella goal, because it's a goal that takes a lot of steps to eventually get to that ending topic. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, like I said, lose 4 pounds a month. All right, I gotta lose a pound a week. I gotta wake up early. I gotta move forward. I gotta go to the gym. I gotta do that and be proud of yourself for doing that. A lot of people don't go to the gym. A lot of people won't even step into the gym because they're too afraid. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people were too afraid to ask for help. If you're going to the gym, you really don't feel comfortable, pay for it. Pay for a trainer, right? People thought I was crazy because I paid $200 a month for a trainer. I don't give a fuck what you thought I was crazy. I then lost 60 pounds because I had someone there that if I wasn't up to date with my goals, he was like, hey, yo, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Set something forward to where there's no holding back. Now you have to do it. I was stuck in a contract for a year, paying $200 a month. That's a lot of fucking money. You think I'm gonna waste that? No, I made it to where it was impossible to not do the goal. That's another thing you had to do, right? Make it as easy as possible to complete the goal, whatever means necessary. When I was working at Bob's, there was a gym across the street. There's no excuse. Oh, I'm tired. Oh, I have to drive. Oh, I don't have gas. No, the gym's right there. You're not tired enough to go walk over there and go work out. You can go do it because you can go home and sit there for 2 hours watching TV and claim to be tired, but you're still up for 2 hours. If you're tired, you go to bed. You know what I'm saying? And like I'd make the goal too easy to not do. So again, the gym was across the street. Go there. I have to pay $200 a month for this shit. I might as well go there, right? I have obligations in place now. Now I have an obligation, I have convenience, and the next step is just doing it. And then you're gonna learn. And you gotta learn to love the journey, right? Don't go to the gym and do shit you absolutely hate, right? And hate and pain are two different things, right? Because the gym is gonna be painful. Working out is painful. But don't do something you absolutely hate, right? I'm not a fan of cardio. I'm gonna be honest with you. I lost 60 pounds with no cardio. I supplemented my cardio. I supplemented it by calorie deficit and doing more sets at a faster pace to make my heart move faster. Because cardiovascular working out is just your heart moving really fast and getting used to that.
Yeah, that's why like people are like, you need to take your reps slow. You know what? No, it depends what you're doing.
It depends on what you're trying to do. I was trying to lose weight. I did a mix of both. If I'm doing something to gain, like I would do bench press, right? I'm taking it slow. I want to gain that strength. I want to build that chest, and then
explode. You want to come down.
Exactly. I want to build it.
And then explode.
But then I would do some sets where I'm doing lightweight, doing a little faster, right? Trying to gain that.
As long as you keep the momentum and your what's the word? The form. As long as you're keeping your form correct, it doesn't matter. Like obviously, if you're going really fucking fast, you're just gonna hurt yourself.
You're gonna hurt
yourself.
Just
being stupid. But if you're at a little faster pace that still keeps your form consistent and it keeps the reps consistent, then who is to tell you what?
Exactly. And one more thing, I'm sorry, I want to go into with this. When it comes to your umbrella goal, motivation's not it. It doesn't fucking matter how motivated you are, because motivation only gets you so far. It's being determined, being disciplined, and being consistent. Being disciplined consistently. Because I say that because a lot of people are like, oh, that doesn't make sense. To be disciplined, you have to be consistent. That's not true, because I could say no to you, and that can be a sense of discipline, me telling you no, I don't smoke. But if I don't tell you no every single fucking time, and then one time, I'm not going to be disciplined today, I'm going to smoke, that's not being disciplined consistently. Yeah, you're being disciplined enough to tell people no majority of the time, but you have to do it every fucking time. You have to do something that changes the way you think, right? I'm on Whole 30. I mentioned that. This is my last day. I have not touched a processed food in 30 days. Do you know how fucking hard it was? My second day on this damn diet, I went out with my friends and we went to Mystic and we went to the aquarium, and afterwards we went to pizza, and I sat there. I didn't eat a damn thing. I sat there because I didn't know Whole 30, you have to know everything that's in your food. I sat there and watched people eat pizza in front of me for an hour while I was starving. I hadn't had breakfast or anything. That's discipline. That's discipline. Discipline isn't saying, I'm just going to have one slice. No, you said you're going to do something. The last few days have been the hardest because every day I'm like, I'm only 2 days away. If I quit now, I lost all my discipline. Whatever I did the last 29 days doesn't fucking matter, because today I quit.
Which, in the long run, isn't true, but it's something you're holding yourself standard to.
No, that's exactly why it's true, Ryan, because if I quit today and say, it's my last day, it's fine, it's always going to be like that. It's my last rep, it's fine. It's my last day, it's fine. It's the last of this, it's fine.
It's until you change the mindset.
It's not.
The date is the date.
Exactly. You said you were going to do this.
By this
you do it.
You do it.
You do it. Unless it's out of your circumstance,
that's why
you do it.
I like this little umbrella thing, man. And I know we discussed a little bit beforehand about what we were going to talk about today. So I actually have a little thing that we're going to do. It's called planning backwards. I'm going to ask you, right, let's just go with the flow. Ready? So essentially what we're going to do is planning backwards. So I feel like sometimes planning backwards, I forget where I watched this somewhere, but if anyone could give me like the source of where this is from, I'd highly appreciate that, because this is definitely from somebody else that I have read or watched. I just can't think of the name right now. But what the thing is like, give me your main goal, your final goal, right? Your biggest goal, your big goal.
Build a school.
Build a school. All right. What would you need to build that school?
Money, knowledge.
All right. So money.
And a team. So that's kind of like the umbrella goal. It's like another thing, because remember I said, like, that's so interesting.
Knowledge in a team.
Yes.
Right? / team. So money, knowledge, team. Okay. You just gave me 3. Alright. Now you gave me 3 of those. Alright, now playing backwards from that, how are you going to make that money?
Well, right now I'm learning how to invest properly, learning how to save.
Learning investments. So you're learning investments that'll help you build money.
Yes. And then knowledge is, again, me learning and speaking to people. It would be, I haven't got there yet.
Knowledge would be learning, correct.
Yeah. No, but would be me speaking to other people who work for schools, speaking to people who feel like there's something wrong with the school system, see what their take is on what they would want for it. That's how I would gain knowledge in a way. Is just by learning from other people who've had experience with it.
So you're saying people that have similar passions that have more experience than you.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking with those that have similar passion with more experience, like
Teachers.
shout out Mr. Morale. Like, would somebody like Mr. Morale be an
Definitely,
interesting
because
person
he was a principal
speak
of
to
a
you?
public school, and then I'd be able to learn from what he didn't like that he had to follow in school. Because yeah, he's the principal, he has control, but he doesn't have majority control. The council has control.
Okay.
And then build a team would be to be willing to network with other people and to work on a cooperative goal that works with everyone.
So learn how to network with others.
That's the same. You know, it's so funny that you say
Alright.
building backwards.
Alright,
I
here
call
we
it
go.
Umbrella.
Watch this. Let's go back to money. Learned investments. I know you can't talk too much about money, but is there anything you could say that could go even a step further back
Yeah,
as
it's
learning investments?
possibly like saving, because I don't have the money. Like putting money
Saving.
aside for it. Because yeah, I'm learning investments, but I don't have the money to use the investments yet. So I have to build capital, which would be build a business, get a side hustle, work extra hours at work. That's what I can do now.
Saving / work. Okay. So you work, you save, you have what you have. On the meantime, you learn investments. That's going to give you money to build that school. All right, let's go back to knowledge. Speaking with those that have similar passions with experience, how could you find those people that have similar passions with experience?
Go to schools.
Go to schools.
I can look up different groups on like Facebook and such and get people's opinions.
Social media groups.
I could just speak to others about my opinion and see if they have the similar, like how we did when we started MiddleGround. Those would be the ways I would do that.
Opinions. So essentially do like surveys.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Learn how to network with others. How do you think you could figure out how to do that?
It's honestly the same thing as the knowledge thing. They kind of go hand in hand. By me going and meeting these people and going to these different schools and different events and such like that
Or-
to find other similar people.
Like researching on Google for like even like Discord servers or like other
Social media groups. It's all.
yeah. Okay.
It
Yeah.
kind of bubbles in together. So I
Sure.
feel like.
So there
by
you go. You
gaining
just made a
knowledge-
branch. You
Yeah.
made a branch like you do with your umbrella, right?
But honestly, no. So you saying this, the umbrella is the same. How I mentally do is the same exact way, right? You start with the main goal, then you go to these mini goals, and then you go how to complete those goals.
So this
So
is the umbrella.
It's the same thing, honestly.
The umbrella go, okay.
It's the same thing, and that's why it's called an umbrella, right? Because it starts here, and then it fans out like an umbrella does, right? You fan out to all these different goals until you get to a one linear path, right? The pole. You get to one linear path that fans out into all these different goals, and eventually gets to the top. That's so crazy that building backwards is the same thing as my. Oh, this fucking guy. Building backwards is the same thing as my umbrella. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's interesting. It's crazy because it all works the same way. What about you now? Let's do you.
All right. My main goal. Let's think of a main goal. I like. It's a huge goal. I have a lot. But if I were to pick one right now, it would be
No, Rahul, you're thinking about it wrong. Where do you want to be eventually?
Where do I want to be?
Yeah. What is the ending to the story for you?
The ending?
Mine is to build a school, right? But what's the ending for your story? Where do you see yourself at 20 years from now? And then you think about what you have to do to get to that point. Because all the goals you have now are probably eventually going to make it to that point. It's probably the point of your current goals is to get to your ending, your dream. I want to retire early. You know what I'm saying?
I honestly, I want to be able to like we said, I want to be able to run like multiple businesses and be able to do festivals. I want to be able to run like, all right, like own a restaurant, right? And then I can own like this bar, and then like down the strip be like my name is known in a sense. You know what I'm saying?
Create a label. It would be you want to own a corporation, in a manner. Because a corporation is able to do multiple companies underneath it.
Sure.
That's your umbrella.
Yeah, I guess you would say own a corporation.
Mm-hmm. Because then you can own all those businesses within it.
Okay.
And then you work on each business. Right. So how do you do that?
Like you said, I'm definitely gonna need money.
So capital. Capital.
Here, why don't you write this stuff down?
You want me to write it?
You write it down. You talk to me. I'll write it down.
Okay. Money.
Next. I guess.
Put the Zoom function on your computer.
No, I've had that.
Go
on. Money is definitely one thing. Knowledge.
It's funny, we're gonna have the same goals.
It's gonna have the same thing. But here's the thing about this though, is a lot of this is gonna be very simple.
It is.
Connections.
So money, knowledge, and connections. Alright. How do you make money, Ryan?
How do you make money? Well, let's start by one thing. I would try to get my foot in the door somewhere that has a owner that I could know or speak with.
To learn from an experienced person?
For money, no, I guess that would go under knowledge. I guess money would be saving, interest funds. I guess getting in tune with like banking and really learn how to learn all that. Maybe I could own a bank one day. You know what I'm saying? My main goal is to own as much property as possible. Monopoly. That's.
We both have the same goal eventually.
It's start writing down how much like costs are gonna be for the things I need.
Budgeting?
Yeah, budgeting. Budgeting precisely.
I can teach you that. I know every.
But I'm talking as far as like starting now, like dream goals of things I would want, how much they would actually cost.
Oh, I see. I understand.
Mm-hmm. So stuff like that. And then what was our next thing? Knowledge. I guess I could study how like LLCs work.
Study LLCs. I'm gonna say in business certificates.
In business certificates, maybe consider schooling.
Going back to school.
For it. Do my own research on properties I think I could be interested in owning, and also stepping foot into these places and asking questions to the managers or the owners. Actually, it wouldn't necessarily be a manager I would ask questions to. It would be more or less just an owner. Just try to find like ways to get in contact with. I guess that would go under connections. Yeah, let's move on to connections. Let's put that under connections. Sorry, it's a little confusing, but
it's not confusing because at the end of the day, no matter what, these goals are.
But this is why you write it down, so you put all your little thoughts. You take your little ducks and keep them in line in the pond.
Research properties. I said research properties and surveying, questioning owners of properties.
Also, back into money, you could also put like research stock market to know what businesses thrive and don't thrive during certain times of the year. You could just put like stock market.
I'm gonna teach you something.
Mm-hmm.
The bond market is bigger than the stock market, but I'm gonna say to learn capital, and I'm gonna put stock/bonds just for yourself. Something I've learned. Because capital means money.
Another thing, learn how the banking system works too. with property, how loans work.
Go on now.
Alright, connections. Yeah, like I said, to speak to other business owners, other property owners.
So do you want to like be like a property like man, like in a manner like, do you want to run businesses or do you want to own businesses? Maybe the question.
I would like to be able to be like, okay, have enough money where it's like, I have this really cool idea. I want this amount of people working here for this business. You know, say I want to say
here's $1 million bucks. Start this.
Say I want to do. All right, fuck it. I'll expose it. I want to do the MiddleGround's truck. You know what I'm saying? Or I want to do the MiddleGround's coffee shop. I'm gonna have to research what I would need budget-wise, who would be good candidates for starting off in my business, and going from there. You know what I'm saying? It would be stuff like that. That's honestly like what I hope MiddleGround is able to become one day.
Of course.
And
what you want?
I guess connections is keeping people in contact and starting now when we have smaller income and a smaller range, we'll always have that same large amount of opportunity to meet people. You know what I'm saying?
We must keep contact with opportunity.
Yeah, keep contact with good connections.
Good connections.
Mm-hmm. Maybe look for an apprenticeship or an internship to.
That should go knowledge.
Yeah.
Look for printing. Spell that. Okay. So, money, knowledge, connections. Same thing. So Ryan wants to learn investments. He wants to learn the finance system. Ryan wants to study LLCs and business certificates, because there's multiple. There's S corps, I corps, I think.
I corps, S corps.
LLC. So there's different types. That's why
LLC is more of like a write-off for a lot of stuff. It's only.
They all are. They have different options to write off them. That's why you want to study
my research.
Exactly.
I know you're not supposed to like really go into it.
That's business. That's different. But LLCs like are limited liability contracts or corporations. So they're like easier to get into. It's super easy to get into, right? That's why everybody does them, and they have a lot of limited liability. But S corps, and corps in general, they have different benefits for taxes and different things like that. That's why you want to research what works best for your type of company. Everyone does an LLC because that's what they know of, because it's the most common. But what works best for your type of company, right? A nonprofit might not use an LLC. Nonprofit might use like an S corp or something like that. I don't know the differences in full extent. I know mostly LLC and sole proprietorship, but that's why it's good to research, because we may need something besides LLC, because we're going to be a media company. Maybe LLC doesn't work for us. Maybe it works for us now, but it won't eventually work for us forever. So
yeah, it depends on what we're.
Depends on what we're trying to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we got to look into those different things. But it's really good. You see, you've created your own umbrella. What did you call it?
Planning backwards.
You planned backwards. Created an icon. I'm still going to call it an umbrella because that's just the term.
I like it. We'll call it the umbrella.
It's cool because like. Now you have like a real like stepping stones to get to that point. Now we both do, because honestly I learned something about myself too when doing this. But now we like have like more of a stepping stones, because you're right, writing it down is even better. Like writing down your goals, and that's why I got a whiteboard in my room too to do that. I have a little whiteboard above my desk where I write down like my goals for the month, and I change the date every day. And like it's just like staying committed to yourself. Like these goals, like what makes them harder to do, I feel like, with goals is that it's a commitment to yourself and not to others. If you go to a job and you sign a piece of paperwork saying you're gonna work, you'll work it. Why? Because you're committed to others. So another way of completing your goals is to tell other people what your goals are. Yeah. Because now you're held to a standard.
You are.
Now everyone around you knows what you have to do, and you said you're gonna do it. So if you don't do it, they're gonna judge you.
That's true, but not necessarily.
Yeah, it's not always the better.
It's not you to worry who's gonna judge and who's not.
It's true, but I say that for the people who feel like they can't live up to it for themselves.
True.
If some people feel like they're better at living up to it for other people, tell other people your goals. Like me personally, I don't mind telling people my goals, because I said I'm gonna do it, so I'm gonna fucking do it. If I kept it to myself, nobody knows. So I don't care as much, because it's like something I kind of told myself I would do, but like now, like I know it sounds weird, but it helps me. It helps me. Not everybody's like that, and some people would rather keep to themselves, and I do keep to myself about money and certain things within my goals. But my ending goal, I'll tell you my ending goal. I don't mind. Because it's going to do one or two things. You're going to look at me and think I'm fucking crazy, and it's going to give me even more drive. Yeah, you said I'm crazy? Fuck it. I'm going to do it just because you said I'm crazy. Or it's going to look at you and be like, yo, Joe, I can see you doing it. And I'm going to be like, you know what? Since you can see me doing it, I feel like I have to do it. No matter, it's a good thing to me. No matter what someone says, they hate or they're great, it's a good thing to me. Because I'm going to take what you say and either prove it to you or show it to you.
Does it? No, because I've known you for a long time. It's something as big as building schools. Do you think that's derived from like how you feel like the school system took care of you and your needs?
Yeah, it's because
I know we talked about this, like described like exactly things you would want for your school.
Honestly, it's I did good in school, and the school system came and helped me when I needed it. When it was mentioned, I had to bring it up. But it's mostly because like I feel like our society, like the only reason I say school is because, alright, I think I told you about this, but Elon Musk inspired me one day, right? I know a lot of people think he's weird or whatever because of Twitter and all that, but Elon Musk inspired me because his goal is to bring the world to space, right? That's one of his big goals. He wants to go to space and bring everybody with him.
It sounds outrageous, but
he's making it possible.
No.
So for me, when I read that and I started reading more about him and looking into it, I decided that I want to be an ambassador in a sense of human development. And he's like, okay, how do you develop someone? How do you like not make the perfect person, but make the best person? And it starts in school, because they're meeting teachers. Everyone's influencing the school. They're there for 8 hours of their day, learning from the teachers, learning from the students around them, and learning from the environment that they're growing into.
I think that one thing that I would want if I were in your shoes is, when it comes to a curriculum, I would change it drastically in the sense of I would look at actually the aspects of, I would sit down, say I was interviewing a teacher for my school, right? I would listen to exactly what they're saying to me of the exact things they want to teach kids and see if I can base a class around what that teacher wants.
And that's the thing. That's exactly where I want to go to, is because a lot of the times you have those shitty teachers is because they lose their passion to teach, right? A lot of teachers do their best when they're able to use their creativity to do it, right? The curriculum now teachers don't feel happy because they have to teach them bullshit. At the end of the day, they feel like they're teaching their students bullshit. And I don't want my school is for teachers and for students. You know what I'm saying? I want it to be a non-profit.
You want it to have, you want it to be,
I want it to further human development.
Yeah, truly.
I want it to further human development for the teachers and the students, because teachers can learn from the students and students learn from the teachers.
Why do you think it isn't already like that?
Because it's standardized. So it's made that, it's because originally school was to teach people how to work. But nowadays, people know how to work. It's a common known thing now. There's no way to not know how to work, but people have learned in school to hate work. Because they're hating it. They're hating sitting there for 6 hours a day in front of a teacher, hearing the same bullshit that they've heard in the last class. And like, I feel like people are losing touch of their humanity. So like, if the way to further human development is to build the next scientists, the next scholars, people don't want to do those jobs anymore because they seem too hard. Everybody nowadays wants to just smoke weed and finally relax because they feel like every single day of their life they have no meaning to it, right? The reason why 100 years ago there was so many more scholars and scientists and people doing innovating things is because there was more things to innovate, right? If you think about it, technology is almost at its peak in a way. Yeah, we're furthering along, but it's only furthering along by microbes. Not every iPhone is different. Last year's iPhone is as similar as this year's iPhone. This one's just faster. You know what I'm saying? They may add some technology to it, but there's no innovation. So in school right now, school doesn't teach innovation. It teaches you how to work. I want to teach a school that teaches innovation in whatever category that student fell in love with, right? You want to be a firefighter? I'll teach you how to be the best firefighter. You want to be a doctor? I'll teach you how to be the best doctor, starting at a young age. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think schools should be separated from like basic bare bones science, history, math, English, and move more deeper into exact roles? Like I know there's a school in Providence that does strictly like, and it's kids in middle school, but it's kids that say, I want to go into the medical field. And it starts them there.
Yeah, well, I remember I did
They
Votex.
put them in scrubs. They put them in, and they show them exactly what they want.
Yeah, that's like what I did, right? So I did Votech. So that's why I had this mindset too. Votech was it's career and technical school. So I went to culinary. I was in culinary clothes. I learned how to cook while in high school. I learned everything about the industry. It taught me how to build a menu. Taught me how to work with graphic designers to create the menu look and everything. Taught me how to create a dish from the beginning to the end. That's why I love food so much, and that's why I loved that school, Cranston West. I loved Cranston West, but outside of culinary, it was still the same structure as every other school.
This is only just like the start of what could be possible, though.
Yes. So I think, again, like I said, culinary, I had that main class. But the other classes were structured the same for standard students. Not everyone is the same. I'm legally blind. I will not learn the same way that someone who isn't blind will learn. I can't see the board. It wasn't made for me. I had to work around it. That's why they call them accommodations. Because it's not made for me. They're accommodating so that they can change it to make it work for me. My school is built to work for the student and not for the majority, because not everyone is the same. Every single student is unique in their own manner. Every single student will learn something different and interpret it differently. So my school, what I eventually want to do is to work with each of those students, whether it be online or in class. When they're starting at, they're gonna have therapists that will work with them, whether it be on a month-to-month basis or week-to-week basis, learning the student and learning what that student wants to be, and maybe giving a student, tell them, hey, well, you're really good at working with your classmates. You're really team-oriented. Everyone seems to follow you. Why not do something that would make you a leader?
And if you can build multiple schools, you can learn how to transfer kids. Because you think about that, college is the only schools that do that when it comes to like transferring children to what they want to do.
Exactly. That's what my school would do from K to 12, right? So kindergarten to 12th grade.
That's a good idea.
And what would make it better is that, again, I will give the student the opportunity to see what it's like in the real world. Okay, so like with the internship, I want my school to basically be a giant internship, right? You go to, like when I went to culinary, I went to a culinary internship. I worked for a catering company, and they also taught me while I was in that internship credit. In that internship, bro, they taught me about credit, taught me about banking, they taught me about running a business, everything on top of doing prawns and catering. And in my school, I want that to be learned at a young age. I want kids to get excited about learning. You go to school, you're not excited about learning. That's the problem with school. I want kids to come and be like, Mom, no, I gotta be there earlier. I'm meeting up with my friends. We're gonna go do a project. We're gonna do a project on our own that school's helping us fund. We're gonna go open up a lemonade stand, and the school's gonna give us the stuff to go open it. We're gonna work at the cafeteria to get it done. Kids are gonna learn how to budget at a younger age. They're gonna learn what they love and what they don't like, right? They might go to that lemonade stand and be like, I don't really like running it. I'd rather work for someone. Cool, we'll teach you how to be the best employee ever, so that you can work up in the company and become the best at what you want to do. It doesn't matter what you want to do, bro. You can be an artist, you can be a hairstylist, you could be a fucking scientist. My school will...
one thing the world can run on, it's funny they say this, and the last generation shits on our generation a lot for it, and they're like, oh, not everyone can be an entrepreneur.
It's true.
Why not? Why? We're already in the age where everyone says that, but then they're also fighting for people that are arguing like, why are robots taking human jobs? You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
If we were to be able to build better schools, to build better robots, and then be able to have everyone run businesses, the economy would thrive. And
not even that too, Ryan, it's on the flip side too. Not everyone could be a good employee. How many times have you worked with somebody and they're not a good teammate? They may be better at being a leader. You understand? So that's what my school will work on. If you want to just live a simple life, that's why I don't disagree with you, but I don't agree with you, because I feel like some people just want a simple life. Not everybody wants to be an entrepreneur.
Not to say
everybody can. You're right though. Everybody can and will be, but some people just want to work their job, get their paycheck, and just live a regular life, get their coffee in the morning, and that's perfectly fine. And I would love to teach kids how to just be a scientist and work with a team.
But like, who says that we couldn't make something that is, instead of just like, you know, getting people more hands-on with stuff, you know?
Yeah, no, that's exactly, that's what I want to teach too. I want to just teach, like, Ryan, I want you, like, as a kid, I want you to come to my school. We're going to put you in a regular class, right? For the first year or two. You're going to be in a regular kindergarten class. You're gonna learn and develop with your classmates. It's going to be a little better than school, obviously.
That's why I think kindergarten and like basic math, basic English, basic.
Yep. So again, you're gonna put a regular school. We're gonna see how you develop. You're gonna learn. We're gonna expose you to a bunch of different things. And then you're gonna get to a point where like, I want to be a firefighter. And you're like, is that really what you want to be? Yeah, I want to be one. Okay. We'll start putting you in different things to learn how to be a firefighter. We'll start teaching you different
From
things.
a younger age.
Exactly. We'll be like, okay, you want to be a firefighter?
You know what's funny about that too?
Mm.
It's studies show that our brain development has 10 times more capacity at a younger age than it does now.
Exactly. I want to focus on the kids when they're young. We're gonna ask them every week, is that still what you want to be? Okay, let's go. We'll send you to the fire trucks. You'll be able to go on the fire trucks with the firefighters and see what they do.
What about for the kids that don't know?
They don't know. That's why there's a regulation of classes. Sometimes it takes time. Not everybody knows what they want to do. You can just continue going through our school. It's gonna be a nice structure. It's gonna be at your pace because you may have some kind of disability. And yeah, it's gonna eventually like you're gonna grow with it. You're gonna see what you want to do. And that's why a lot of people don't know what they want to do until they're 20 years old. You may be able to just go through our whole school and just get a better education compared to other schools. Right? We're gonna have the regular classes. These other stuff, these subjects, are gonna be built on top of that. They're just gonna be built on top of that.
Like, even if you were to like go through your schooling system, would it be like something that like you could put on a resume?
Yeah, because we're gonna teach you no matter what. You're still gonna learn how to finance, how to budget. You're gonna learn what investments are like throughout your whole career of our school. That's gonna be something that's gonna be taught no matter what, because we're gonna be financially healthy people, financially, mentally, and physically. I'm also gonna be teaching a big thing of mine is gonna be physical health and being healthy. I want to teach kids what being healthy actually is. I want to teach kids what matters.
What is
because in elementary school we went through gym and they used to teach us stretches and stuff, but it stops when you get to middle school and high school. I want that to follow through all the way through, so that when they get out of school, they're not uncomfortable with working out by themselves. They're not uncomfortable with the gym. They're not uncomfortable with being healthy. They know what it's like. They know why they should be eating broccoli. Not that, oh, broccoli is healthy for you. Why is it healthy? Well, broccoli has iron, is minerals. Iron helps with your blood, helps keep your temperature regulated in your body. Things like that. They're going to understand biology. So my main things is biology and finance, so people can like it's mostly going to be what matters in your flow, right? Financial health, mental health, physical health. That's what matters. So I want to teach my kids on top of their learnings and whatever goal they want to be, teach them how to be financially healthy, mentally healthy, and physically healthy. That's what matters to me, and that's what creates a better human development, right?
That's close to like my 5 rules: physical, spiritual, financial.
And spiritual's gonna be taught by the family. That's not my job. I'm not here to teach you about religion. That's to be taught by your family.
No, absolutely, but more than spiritually is like
being in tune with yourself.
Passionate, in tune with yourself.
Yeah. And that comes with mental health, because your way of mental health may be spiritually.
Sometimes,
for me, I follow
like
God.
asking the questions that are like maybe could be uncomfortable to ask. You know, like being upsetting of kids at a young age that may feel different because of something, whether it be their sexuality, if they have a disease, a disorder. You know what I'm saying?
And my school is open to anybody, rich, poor, whatever. If you're poor, we'll subsidize the price and do what we have. That's what I want it to be. That's why I said I need a lot of money. Subsidize the price and do what we have to make sure it's affordable to you. If you're rich, you'll pay the normal price. Exactly. If you're rich, you'll pay the normal price. That's what it is. What it is. You can afford the school no matter what. So I'm not gonna make it more affordable. I want my school to be affordable to people who need it to be affordable. You know what I'm saying? And that's what my ending goal is, and that's why it takes so much fucking work. It takes a lot of work, and it can happen in 10 years. It can happen in 5. But it may be taking billions of dollars, because I want to build one in each state. I want each state to at least have one of my schools, so each kid has an opportunity. Even if they live far from it, they still have the opportunity to be able to get there. You know what I mean? Whether it be a campus too, maybe some schools.
What about country-based?
Yeah. Oh no, I want to go to different countries too. Eventually, like my whole goal, I want to.
What's the one country you want to go to?
Never really thought about it, but I'd say my country, Dominican Republic.
I was gonna say
because like they don't have like low key. It would be more of like low income countries where they don't have the affordability to actually get a proper education.
So you could put people in those schools that have like degrees to teach people how to make high income.
Yep. And then I'll also build jobs. Build jobs in those countries.
Build economy based off just schooling. I've never understood why like a lot of standardized school is just teaching people how to find 9-to-5s instead of us actually figuring out how to learn
how to be the best human being.
Pull the best people so we can genuinely raise the economy.
Yeah, and it's not even to raise the economy. It's just and I want my school to be a school of innovation. So if you want to be a robot scientist, I will teach you how to be the best robot scientist I can teach. If I can't teach you, I will outsource the
Do
teachers.
you think the government doesn't want stuff like that though, because they want to keep things in control and regulated? They don't want too many people being able to have too much power.
It could be because knowledge is power. My dad's always told me knowledge is power. So like, the more knowledge you have, the smarter the student, the more they question. And that could be a downfall for the country because a lot of people don't question anything because they're just so used to the hamster wheel that they've been riding on. You know what I'm saying? So my school's gonna teach people how to question reality.
I genuinely think like we're gonna be the next generation. Like I feel like I don't know if this makes me sound ignorant, but I feel like we're gonna be the first generation that doesn't like inflict things that we know because our beliefs and our values from this generation onto the next. And I feel like the past generation has done that to us immensely. Like
it's a poor man's battle. Like
it's what they know and it's what they do. You know what I'm saying? But I think honestly, because of technology and the internet, I think that we're gonna be the generation that makes that change. Saying, "Oh, really? Well, we knew how the internet worked back in the day. We knew how things got innovated and creative. But like, so this is the new thing that's coming out."
You know what sucks about humans though, Ryan? Is we are stuck in history in a sense that the generation before last generation said the same thing to us. Same thing to them. Right? When rock music, why are you listening to rock? Why are you smoking pot? Like the millennials and shit, you shouldn't be doing that. And now they're telling us, you guys are on your phone too much, you're on this. Next thing is gonna be, you guys are on your hoverboards too much, or whatever the fucking case is. But we're gonna do the same thing to the next generation.
Do you think so though? I really disagree with that. I don't think we're gonna do that to the next generation.
No, I don't think we're gonna do it.
I think we've learned better.
Yeah, but at the same time, we may not have. Like, we're gonna be a lot more freeing. You notice that with the parents of our generation now, with the way they are with their kids, they allow their kids to be themselves more. But like, we're still gonna have our habits that we think are best practice. If you think about our parents, they only tell you what they know.
Yeah.
We know more because we're exposed to more now with the internet. We were born with the internet. Things are different. Exactly. It's gonna be the same thing in the future. They're gonna know way more than us, bro. They're gonna be. So our parents will say this like this: like the math that we're learning in middle school, they said they learned in high school. The math that we're learning in high school, they're gonna learn it in middle school, and they're gonna learn it in elementary school. They're gonna be so far ahead of us. They're gonna be so much smarter than us.
Which is not a bad thing.
I know, but we're gonna be afraid of it. Like, not in a way that we're gonna be inherently afraid. Not everybody, but the majority of them will be. Majority of people our age will be stubborn to say that their kids know better than them.
Or maybe we need a curriculum change and really look at like some of the math formulas we're teaching children and the math curriculums we're teaching children and really see what they're getting used for in real life. You know what I'm saying? And base a curriculum off of careers kids claim they want.
So yes, that's what my school is going to be about. But the thing that we can't take away is the simple learning of math and in English and like and math and language because the reason why math is taught in school, it's not so you're never gonna fucking remember the parabolan theorem, whatever the fuck it's called. You're never gonna fucking remember.
I remember a few formulas.
Exactly, but it's problem solving. So the reason why you learn math and people who don't pay attention to themselves will never understand this because it's self-awareness to like get it, is like you're teaching yourself how to solve problems. 2 + 2 = 4. Okay, in real life, how do I use that? This plus this makes this. Cooking, use it all the time, right? I season this, I cook this way, I get this ingredient. Everything you do is a problem.
It's math, yeah.
It's math. Also with this video, right? I have that connected to here. Here's connected to here. I'm solving a problem by finding a means to get this recorded without me having to touch the camera. I'm finding a means to get good quality audio and video without having to put the mic directly to me.
It's math.
It's math in a way, or problem solving.
You're doing, like, this is radius.
Yes, and a universal language is math, right? That's why they use zeros and ones and numbers when they're speaking to aliens and they're sending out messages, because universal language is math. So no matter what, the curriculum may slightly change to work for all students, but at the end of the day, we're going to be learning the same math and the same formulas because it's needed for problem solving. You know what I'm saying? It's needed for problem solving. Same thing with language, right? We don't learn language. We learn language to speak to others, but we learn language to become self-aware, to understand who we are, and to make the best judgment. Because
what books would you want in your curriculum?
I'd want something that's kind of. Probably have the same book, but break it into like 3 different categories where it's at different learning, because everybody learns differently, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
Everybody's a slow learner. There's no best way to teach someone.
You know what's interesting? The stories that, and this is kind of basic common knowledge, but like, there's been like stories where it's like, I read I'm gonna use this for an example. I read 2 different books in freshman year of college.
Oh shit, it's really wrong.
Freshman year of college, excuse me. Freshman year of English. We'll wrap up right after this thing. But one was Beowulf, right? And the other one was Of Mice and Men.
Okay.
They're both great.
Yeah, that's a good book.
Actually, yeah. So, they're both great books. I liked them both. But I was genuinely more invested into Beowulf, right? And the fact that I was solely invested more into the story itself made me get better grades on the quizzes and made me get better grades on the essays. So instead of it being one book, we maybe do like analyze what kids enjoy, what kids like during this age group, and maybe put books around them. You know what I'm saying? Maybe kids don't like to necessarily read. Maybe audiobooks would be acceptable or stuff like that.
Yeah, and it's hard because everyone learns different, and that's why my school may not be for everybody either. Like my school goal is to make it for everybody, but it still may not work. Some students just don't learn. They don't learn the same way. No matter what you do, they all interpret things differently. Like that book, I bet you they have. It'll be interesting, right? If you read Beowulf and Mice of Men, and you may see some similarities, but they're told differently, and that's what made it better to you.
Or even like a class that does like what if there was a class, instead of you read a book each semester, it was a TV show. Like you take this TV show, like say people that are trying to get introduced to film, you take like The Sopranos, you'd be like, okay, we're gonna watch this season for this quarter, these 2 seasons for this quarter, right? We're gonna teach you how to. This is going to show you, it's going to be cool. Maybe you invested into it. Maybe you have Italian heritage, and maybe this is something you're interested in. But at the end of the show, or at the end of, like, say every episode, we'll watch an episode of class. Or actually, I don't know if that would fit. That would take up a whole school. But say a season in a class.
I know what you're saying. I know
right?
You're just saying essentially like we teach them in that way. We probably have them break it down in some kind of way that they understand, and then teach us.
We did that with Hunger Games in freshman year.
You guys did that?
We did Hunger Games, yeah.
Oh, that's why you like that.
I got a really good grade. I had a teacher like in the first semester. She passed, actually, I believe.
What's her name?
I don't even remember.
Remember Miss Blaze?
She passed, and then Mr. Heavey, I think his name was, came in, and he taught a pretty good class.
You remember Miss Blaze?
Miss Blaze is a phenomenal teacher.
I miss her, bro.
She
was gone for half of.
She made me. I don't know. It was weird how she taught the way like.
She taught like a storybook. She'll sit there in front of you and just tell a story, basically.
Nah, because it was stuff that I would swear I would never be invested in.
It was history class, right? That's what her class was.
I think it was.
Because I wrote a book on why. I wrote an essay on why.
I think she did like geography.
Yeah, because I remember I wrote an essay on why Christopher Columbus was a bad person. She made us do that. That's what.
Yeah.
I love Miss Blaze.
Schooling. Goals. Great. I loved all this. I think we're gonna wrap it up here because we gotta get going. Guys, thank you for coming out for episode 13.
13!
Up here, going back in a little bit. Yeah, they can't see it from here, but
13!
13! Great episode. Thank you guys. Have a good one.